I'm Laith. I'm one of the owners of Treehouse Dental. I own the practice with my brother Bill. We designed his reception area to be really welcoming. It looks completely different to what a normal clinic would look like. We wanted it to be a bit like spa-like, but without looking pretentious. We wanted to use as much natural materials as possible, and we want our patients just to feel like they aren't coming for clinical treatment. They're here to really have a different experience. The motto of the practice really is we want all our patients, whether they're having treatment or not, to feel like they leave in a better position. The reason that we use Stenweber is actually because of you guys, the RPA. I wasn't really aware of a Stenweber, in all honesty. I've heard of it, but I wasn't so familiar with it. I had no idea about the functions. I think in the UK, we're actually quite used to seeing only one or two brands on a regular basis. Once you step out of that comfort zone and you actually start to look at the actual chair itself, you start to see that the Stenweber is further advanced, the movements of it, the lighting of it, and knowing that you had the support of RPA for all the servicing needs. So that's the reason why we went for the Stenweber in particular. One major thing about the Stenweber that Pete offered was like a full service package. That meant that I knew my costs for the next 5 years. Our particular style to practice meant that the aesthetics of the chair is so important. So I wanted something to look seamless. I wanted something to look like almost like one part. The upholstery is great. So for example, the way the upholstery looks, the padding of it, it doesn't look tired or sunken like some chairs might be. So that's the reason why we went for this particular type. But every room in our practice has a different chair based on the style as well. So our kids' room, for example, we've got the chair that turns around, the 380. In the other room where we've got the hygiene services, we had the same memory foam, but we have the ambidextrous chair. In our 320, we've got the mechanism of the actual sink being out of the way automatically, and push a button, it spins round into the right position, patient rinses. So these small things in terms of style for us was really, really important. From right at the start, I knew that I needed to get an experienced team, and I don't think there come many people more experienced than Pete and his team at RPA. I mean, honestly, it gives you so much confidence knowing that you're going to get a facility that fits your need and fits your purpose. I remember when I first found this site with my brother, it was in terrible condition. I called Pete. Pete came within a few days. He looked around and he basically just gives a thumbs up straight away. He just looked at the space, told us we can fit in what we wanted to do. He very quickly got our plans. He did some CAD drawings for us, drawings that honestly you normally would need to get an architect for. So I think it's pretty obvious so far that I couldn't have done it without RPA. So RPA now not only supplied all our equipment, but also look after our equipment. So I've got to know the engineers really well, because the same engineers that came to fit our equipment are the ones that look after our equipment. We have Sean, Mark and Tony. Such a nice team to work with. They just come in really down to earth, give us the best advice. I never feel like they recommend something that isn't necessary. Seeing the same engineers makes such a big difference because they know how you work. They know how the business operates. Our very first day, we had 3 engineers on site. They turned up on the first day we're working. I phoned up Pete. I was like, Pete, your engineer's here. What are they doing here? And Pete said, here, just in case. Just in case something's not working, it's your first day. We can't have the first day where something isn't working, or actually, rather than not working, your staff don't know how to use it. So we're gonna make sure we're on site. So if you've got any issues, we're gonna make sure that things are working for our very first patient. I don't think we'll be in the same position as I would be now if I didn't use RPA, and I mean that wholeheartedly.